Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here again. Today, going to show you guys how to play the Eddie Money classic and massive hit from 1982, I Think I'm in Love, from Eddie's No Control album. That said, not going to waste any time chit-chatting here. Let's get started. Alright then, I Think I'm in Love, Eddie Money from his 1982 album No Control. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial, however the studio version of this one is tuned down a half step, so know that. If you're going to play along with the studio version or a backing track perhaps, you're going to have to tune your guitar down a half step, but for simplicity purposes, I'm going to show you how to play this one in standard tuning. This one has a great opening riff, really like this. It's multiple guitars layered here. There may even be a 12 string in the mix and maybe even an acoustic, but at its core, this is kind of what we're doing. And then we're into the first verse. Right? So this one starts with this little C sharp minor chord shape here. 11 of the D, 9 of the G, and then the open B, open E. So we're going to go down the D and the G string, and then we're going to string skip down to the high E, ride it back up to the G string twice. Right? Then we're going to back it off to a B major triad here, 9, 8, 7, open E. Do the exact same thing. Ride up the E, B, and G twice, right? Then we're going to back that off 2 spots to an A major triad, exact same chord shape. We're going to do the exact same thing again. However, when we're riding up the strings, we're going to do it 3 times in A major. Right? And then when you get to the G string, you're going to grab that 7 of the D that you're holding with your ring finger, slide it back into the B major triad, and ride down the strings and back up to the G. Right down to the B, back up to the G. And then we're going to start it again, but we're only going to go about halfway, right? So that's the opening. Now start it again. Now, right at this point, instead of going off to the A major triad, we're just going to go off to an A power chord and just let it ring, right? Because we're about to drop into the first verse. So that's the opening. And then there's a drum fill, and then we drop into E. So that riff right there is 3 chords, and we're just going to continue using those 3 chords all throughout the first verse. So we're going to start with an E power chord, all power chords, E power chord, B, hit that 2 or 3 times, and then back to E. Then down to A, back into B, and then the vocals come in, right? So that's the opening riff. B, E, A, B, and then the vocals. A, E, B, E, E, A. Now, mid-verse, we're going to drop back into B at this point. And we're going to do that. We're going to kind of free up the open B string, the open E, right? We're going to strike the B power chord, and you're just going to ride up the strings, the E, B, and the G string twice, and then one final little catch of the high E. Ba, 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 ba. And then you're going to go off to an A power chord, very staccato. You're going to strike that 3 times. And then back to E, right, for the second half of the first verse. So that's the opening riff and the first half of the first verse. B, E, A, B, ooh, something's got a hold of me now. B, E, A. Second half. A, E, and then one final jump down to B before going off to E again. And then we're into this little pre-chorus section here. So we're sliding into 4 of the D, the 2 of the G with the open B, open E. Just gonna ride down the strings and back up again. You're gonna move that up 2 spots, do the exact same thing, but kind of stop at the high E. And then you're gonna move it into 7 and 6 on the D and the G, and then catch the top 2 strings on the upstroke. And then you drop off to an E major. Kind of strike the whole E major chord, right? Something like that. And then we're into the chorus. So that's kind of what we're playing during the chorus. We're going to repeat that nearly 3 times. We're starting with a C sharp minor chord right here at the 4th fret position. And we're going to kind of strike this chord, lift our finger off that 5 of the B and back on again. Kind of like that, right? And then we're going to back it up to a B major bar chord here, and then we're going to drop onto that same note, the 5th fret of the B, and back off and back on again. Right? And then off to an A power chord. And the moment you go off to the A power chord, you're going to play this lick. 4s and 2s, right? Sliding into the 4 of the A, 2 to 4 of the D, roll down to the 4 of the G, off to the 1, and then 4 off to 2 of the D. There's another guitar playing the exact same thing an octave higher. Right here, sliding into 11, 9, 11 of the G, 12 of the B, off to 9 of the B, and then 11 off to 9 of the G. Right, so that's the chorus. You're going to repeat that 3 times, but the last time we're not going to play the lick. We're just going to go off to an A power chord. One more time. And then just off to an A power chord, right? And then one of the guitars, there's more than one guitar going on here, is going to slide into the 4 of the G and then catch the 7 of the high E on the upstroke along with the open B string. Kind of incidental, but it is there. Kind of like that, right? And then we're back into the main riff again. Into the 2nd verse. So that's the chorus. Into the 2nd verse right there. 2nd verse, same as the 1st verse. We're going to drop into another chorus, same as the 1st chorus, and then we're into the solo. So the solo has a little bit of slide in it, and it goes something like this. So pretty easy solo here, easy slide work and whatnot. We're kind of starting the solo here on the 9s and 11s of the D and the G. And that's kind of the first lick that we have to deal with right there. Pretty easy, 9, 11, 9, 11, right? And then you're just going to do a bunch of little back and forths here between the 11 and the 9 of the G before finishing 11, 9 of the D. And you're going to go down to the 11. and then back to that 9, right? And you're going to kind of play the same thing again, except we're going to hang on this note this time. And then after the little back and forth between the 11 and the 9 and the G, the second time we're going to slide into 12 of the B for a double hit. Hang on it. Right, when we slide into that 12, the slide has already started, right? A separate guitar. And now this solo is doubled, right? Being played an octave higher. Playing something like that, right? And so the slide comes in. Plays something like that. So we're sliding into 12 of the B, and then we're catching double hits on the 12 of the high E. And we're going to repeat that 6 times. And then we're going to, after you repeat that 6 times, we're going to grab the 12 of the B, slide it back to 10, and then slide into 9. And then grab the 9 of the G, right? And then you're going to go 9, 9 again, and repeat the exact same lick, sliding from 12 back to 10, sliding into 9 and grabbing the 9 of the G. Right, and then we finish the solo with this. So we're sliding into 16 of the D, down to 14 of the G, and then grabbing the 17 of the B. Now you're going to play that exact same lick 2 frets higher, and then drop onto the 19, and then finish the solo 17 off to 16 of the B, back onto 17, and that's the end of the solo. And that's the solo, so from the top. And then we're just back into 2 more choruses. Right, we've already learned all this. And that is the end of the track. That is how you play I Think I'm in Love by Eddie Money. Certainly hope you enjoyed the tutorial and found it helpful. And if you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already. That would be very kind. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world. And we will see you next time. Cheers.